I have to pay Twitter money to do this.
How much?
I forget what the fuck their thing costs. Let's find out. Premium.
You don't have premium?
No, I don't really love giving Elon money.
It's like $10, I guess,
Yeah.
in Poland.
Yeah. It's $10 in America too.
Yeah.
Okay, so Expo Analytics Media Studio. Okay, so that should suffice. I don't need to Brex card, okay. Great. All right. I'm all set. Let's see. I don't need a tour of fucking Twitter. Relax. Sorry, give me a second. Let's try this again. Go live. Interesting. Let's maybe try. Huh. Twitter is lagging a bit, I guess. Maybe it just takes a minute to propagate. But we should be good on YouTube and Twitch. Yeah. Let's see. YouTube is solid. And then let's check Twitch to make sure we're good there.
Will we use comments here? Or should I stay on private chat?
So I want to be able to see if folks add anything in the comments. So I think like the comments thing that you and I see, so like the private chat, yeah, if you need to send me anything sensitive or whatever, you can send it there. And if it's just like comments like that we read from the chat, like I'll probably just keep an eye on that. Okay. So you don't have to. Yeah. Yeah. And then I just figured out, it seems like Twitter just worked. So I just shared to Twitter, presumably. Oh, it gives you a little live banner around. Yeah. Okay. So here, I'll copy this link and I'll send it in the private chat. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually quite convenient.
Yeah, looks good. I can see
right?
myself.
You do have to add your screen, I think. I don't see your screen.
Oh, yeah,
as
you are
something
right.
to add.
Present.
All right, so then I just add it to the stage. There we go. All right, so we are adding Unistyles version 3 to Create Expo Stack. And part one of that journey, I guess actually, do you want to go through real quick just what has changed in version 3? Because obviously, I mean, Unistyles is a styling library, but what's different now?
Yeah, so I even looking right now on the previous config. So config is almost the same, but the internals are different. What changed? A lot. Like we moved almost all the logic from the JavaScript to the C++. From the user point of view, the API almost stays the same, but because of this moving the code from one language to another. Right now, I can update the views from the C++, which has some benefits like I can target only some views instead of re-rendering entire screen up and so on. I can also detect and read each component, each style dependencies, like this style depends on insets, the other one depends on the navigation, and maybe one more depends on the theme color. Yeah, so we can dynamically calculate all styles dependencies,
Hmm.
and then in case of any event occurs, we will check every style in the C++ registry and try to figure out which views needs to be updated. So we are selecting only few views or maybe entire app. It really depends on the dependencies. And then we are calculating new styles based on your style sheets and directly updating native views via the shadow tree. So yeah, that may sounds complex, but from the developer point of view, from you guys from your point of view, it looks almost the same.
Hmm.
And I guess the last or the biggest change was to remove the use styles hook, which saves you some re-renders, and you can simply just use style sheets. So it's like the same API like React Native.
Oh, that's great, actually. I've been talking up Unistyles with the Starlink folks, um, and their whole thing is they just don't want to do anything that is outside of like the React Native API, basically. Uh, so to be able to just have they recently just went off of Restyle and adopted style sheets. So kind of cool to think that they could, just like adopt Unistyles pretty quickly, uh, get all the benefit, and if they don't like it, then they could easily switch off, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Like
You just switch the import, remove your themes, and that's all.
yeah, yeah, that's cool. So out of curiosity, then, so it sounds like the overall version 3 change is that the API largely stays the same except for the lack of use styles. Um,
Correct.
the speed, the performance, though, under the hood vastly increases due to the move to C++.
That was Mark's job.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. That's
he
true.
released Nitro. So yeah, I built Unistyles on top of Nitro.
Hmm.
So I have a lot of cool features out of the box. Of course, I pushed Nitro to the limits, and some functions, some methods can be typed with TypeScript and generated by Nitro.
Hmm.
But overall, I used a lot of Nitro APIs. So Mark, for sure, created a great library that can speed everyone's applications.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to working on ways to make that even easier, to like get up and started with Nitro and soon Nitro Views, hopefully. So yeah, I just haven't had a chance to dig into all that. I was curious though, for the styles that you generate, is that just same as like anything else? You just kind of generate like a giant style sheet, like a one file style sheet with Unistyles?
Well, it's a little bit tricky question. Like I do everything like React Native does, so I need to pass via style prop your style sheet. So it's parsed, so it doesn't have any breakpoints, or any references to runtime and so on. But in the background, in the C++, I'm like recreating all your style sheets, all your styles. to later access them after any dependency change to easily update your view, because otherwise it would be impossible to take your style from JavaScript and somehow reference it in C++. So it's like a low-level stuff. But overall, I'm keeping multiple style sheets. So I'm not building one big style sheet. I'm keeping multiple style sheets, and each style sheet knows about every style, which is parsed. It has C++ state and so on. So it's easier to work with on the C++ side.
Okay. Yeah, because something that we're looking to do with V5 of Native Wind, like I was mentioning, is to benefit from the Unistyles runtime. I was talking to Mark about it yesterday, and we should definitely all like do a separate thing where we like all chat about it. I'm happy to do that as a live stream too. But he seemed to have experimented with something like back in I think December. That was able to get everything like working properly together. Um, so I definitely want to have y'all chat to see what that would look like and whether there's anything to kind of look out for ahead of time. Because I think we're going to try to do support for version 4 of Tailwind in a like we're working on it now, and it's going to take about a month. But with that set of breaking changes, we also want to be like, hey, you don't have to use our runtime if you don't want to. Like, and that would open up more opportunity for collaboration between different libraries. We're also slowly going to be adding support for different bundlers, but emphasis on the slowly part. Yeah. So, anyways, that's good catch up on styling libraries. Create Expo Stack lets you pick your own styling library. Unistyles has been part of it, but it's just version 2, I think. And so the key here is that we want to add components and styles and all this and screens such that the visuals reflect what, because whichever styling library you select with Create Expo Stack, the app always looks the same, right? So we just want to do that, make it look the same with Unistyles. And it sounds like it's actually going to be easier now because of what you were saying about how you're only using a style sheet. So we can largely copy and paste the stuff over from just the style sheet option. Like if you're not going to use a dedicated styling library, there's already code in Create Expo Stack for just using style sheet.
I think it will be even easier to update this code because I don't need to copy and paste types and so on. I just need to change the import, and that's all.
That's crazy. That's so awesome. So I guess this sort of serves as somewhat of a demo and a complex demo as going from V2 to V3, but also just if you have a style sheet project, like going over from that to using Unistyles. And then we can just test what it's like by running the package locally. And then if we're good with it, then we just publish it at that point.
Okay.
Cool. So you're digging around in, what is it?
This is like the main config file for the Unistyles. You need to call it in V3. You need to call it before any style sheet create, because before I even start to parse your style sheet on C++ side, I need to know everything about your themes, about your breakpoints, and so on. Yeah, it makes sense because otherwise I don't know how to parse the style sheet. So in V2, we use something like Unistyles registry. It was also a C++ object, but right now we can simply import style sheet. So it's like almost the same API. And here we have breakpoints. As in version 2, you can define any breakpoint you like. You need to start from 0 to emulate CSS in cascading. So, but yeah, you can leave it as it is. And for the theme, so we are also flexible in the V3. You can use whatever you want. So here I can see a lot of colors, margins, and so kind of components. So we can leave it too. So as you can see, right now I only switch the import to import style sheet instead of Unistyles registry. Now we have types. So you need to. So if you use TypeScript, it would be wise to update library types. Here we are overriding breakpoints based on your breakpoints and theme based on your themes. So it also stays. And the last part is here. So we don't have Unistyles registry. We need to switch to the style sheet.
Okay. Yeah.
It's lagging a little bit. I don't know why.
Oh, like you editing stuff is lagging?
Yeah, like I
Oh.
don't see my cursor. Yeah, just a second.
For what it's worth, I do see your cursor.
Yes, I can see my cursor, but my web store is not responding. Maybe I will switch to the VS Code or something.
Yeah, you're not using like a browser-based editor, are you?
No, it's like my web store on my Mac OS.
Hmm. Yeah, that's super odd.
Okay,
Because I'm able to
I
use
get.
my stuff without lag, seemingly.
So maybe I will try to disconnect my screen and connect it again.
Yeah. I'll have to add that.
Okay, and let's reconnect.
Side note, I still haven't had a coffee yet, so I'm like, this is even me before coffee. I have another call with like Margello folks in like an hour or so. Like I'll have to try to squeeze in a coffee before then. Is this better?
Yeah, I think it's better for now. So yeah, so we need to call stylesheet.configure. Yeah, so my super maven already knows the syntax. Okay, and now you need to pass breakpoints.
So that would be a difference there, right? Is using stylesheet.configure.
Yeah, so we don't have stylesheet.configure.
Right.
So this is like API on top of stylesheet. So it's like a my function to simply register your breakpoints, your
Yeah.
themes,
Still a
and
very
also
minor change though, relatively speaking.
yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna back to the single screen because otherwise I won't be able to code with this setup. So so give me a second.
Yeah, for sure.
I will stop my screen and maybe move back to my Mac OS. I don't know why it's lagging.
It's that Poland internet.
No, I don't think so. I have pretty fast internet. My computer has some kind of problems. Okay, present one more time. Screen. Maybe this time it will be better. Okay, can you see my screen?
And I'm adding it to the stage. There you go. Is that better?
Yeah, it's right now it's better. Okay, so as you can see, you need to pass breakpoints like in V2, themes like in V2, and the final step is you can use some kind of settings. As far as I remember, we have 3 or 4 settings. You can use adaptive themes. If you set it to true, it will auto switch your theme based on the device color scheme. But in this case, we have only light theme. Maybe after the stream, I will also add a second theme, so it will be easier to present the power of Unistyles. But right now, we don't need to use it. The second option is initial theme. Again, we don't need to use it because we have only one theme. So yeah, it's redundant to call it. And we have also one more setting about CSS variables.
Okay.
So by default, Unistyles will generate all CSS classes, media queries, and so on. And in the last beta version, we added support for CSS variables. Under some circumstances or setups, it's not recommended, but it's enabled by default. So we also don't need to do that. So yeah, actually, we don't need to even call settings. It's like the minimum config. So we need to pass breakpoints and themes. Yeah. So done. As you can see, I just changed
Very
one
simple.
import.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
that's
that's all.
crazy.
So
Okay.
let's move to components. We can either start with the components or with the screens. Yeah, so maybe start with the bottom, so from the top to bottom. Here, I can see all syntax. So yeah, so we use create style sheet. It's like the style sheet dot create. So you just need to switch the order of the words.
And this is
Sorry,
then,
Mike.
yeah, so this now mirrors how React Native's API actually works with it. So
Correct.
that's going to be
Correct.
great.
And you just need to import it one more time. Just remember to import it from the Unistyles, not from the React Native. And then we have theme. So we also inject theme if you register any, but we did it in the previous file. So here we will get fresh theme. The syntax is the same. You can use the same syntax, but you don't have any more view styles. So we need to remove it. Cool. Less code. Also, let's remove it from here. And now it would be cool to also change the const name to styles.
This
Yeah.
is, dude, this is beautiful. This is amazing. Like I keep having the same conversation over and over with people as far as like what makes a great developer tool. And I think above absolutely everything is that you want to remain consistent with what people expect, right? So consistency in
Yeah.
API design is actually like the most important thing to me. And this is probably the best then developer experience, I would say, for someone coming from React or React Native, you know, wanting to utilize a styling library. Like this is just straight consistent with style sheet.
That was our end goal, to simplify it. As you saw, V2 already was close to Stylesheet API, but V3 push it even forward. So it's almost the same like with the React Native API. Of course, you cannot pass function to React Native Stylesheet, but you can with Unistyle.
Yeah, but you could literally do a global find and replace to, like, I'm talking, it would take you no more than an hour to remove Unistyles from your project. And it would presumably require you no more than an hour to set it up if you're using Style Sheet out of the box, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's huge. That's actually enormous.
Thank you.
Yeah. So congratulations on that one.
Thank you. the last thing on the screen is this icon. So as you can see, you need to get theme, but we don't have any more like use styles hook. So before I will answer like your question how to migrate it, I will mark it as to do, and let's move to the other file. So I will update it at the end. Okay, I can't put the breakpoint because it's like a template file, but we will back to this question, how to access theme if there is no hook. So let's move to the button. Same story here. I can see touchable opacity. We have style. It also needs theme. So yeah, we don't have use styles anymore.
And yeah,
So
Create
let's see.
Expo Stack is definitely should update to using like pressable and stuff. So we'll I'll make sure that that gets in a subsequent PR.
Cool. So let's move back to the or let's leave this problem and let's move to the other file. Here we also have theme. Okay, so there's nothing to update. So we just need to remove the Unistyles, all Unistyles import. And this one.
There's something beautiful about just removing code, you know, like
yeah,
when upgrades cause you to delete code rather than add code. Oh my God, it's the best.
That's the best. I agree. Here is the same story. So let's change it to style sheet. And here we have style sheet create and styles. Cool. And let's go from the top. So we don't have use styles anymore. This is your template. Okay, we don't have use styles. Here we have translations. Okay. And let's go back. Let's go down to the views. So we have styles. Cool. We have another style, another style. Yeah, so I think we are good. And as you can see here, we don't need to call a function. We can use the same syntax like React Native. So this is like the static object. We don't need to use theme or anything. And the last file, let's remove the hook. Let's remove the theme. Okay, so now let's go back to the theme problem. If you register your styles like back button and back button text, we will register we will register your shadow node, which is basically a reference to your component like text with the back button text. So we will have a correlation between text and back button text. And we need to do that because I need to update your style from the C++ with the shadow tree. So long story short, we won't re-render your component, but sometimes you need to re-render your component because icon is like a third-party component from Expo vector icons, and it requires to use color, like it needs to get the fresh color, but it doesn't have a ref, so we cannot just simply use ref and something. So that's why we cannot convert it to Unistyles like bindings, and we need to re-render it somehow. In Unistyles version 3, we have two options. So you either need to use with Unistyles, it's like a factory that wraps single component, and it will smartly re-render your component only when your style dependency change. For example, if you use here with the back button theme, we know that your style depends on the theme, and we only re-render your text.
I see.
when team change. There is also like the old way approach with use Unistyles. Unistyles. This is like a regular hook. It's not recommended because if you use it here, it will basically update your components twice. So Unistyle will update your view and text from the shadow tree, and then you will re-render, and we will need to update them one more time. So that's why we always recommend to start with Unistyles.
So, and is that sort of like in Native Wind, we have like remap props and CSS interop as an example, and we recommend one before the other because we know the other will work. But if you can sort of pull it off with the former, then it's going to be better for performance, kind of deal. Is that
that's
okay?
That's the same. That's the same. And just one more note: you don't need to do it with text or view. If you use React Native components, or you know that some kind of third-party library use React Native components, then you need to move some kind of some part of config to the Bubble plugin to detect such libraries and auto update them in the node modules. But if you use like Icon or I don't know Mark React Native Blue Hash, you need to start with Unistyles.
Got it. Okay, so start with you want to start by trying what was the first one with styles
with Unistyles
with Unistyles. Okay, got it.
So it's similar to reanimated create animated component. It's like almost the same syntax. So you need to create your uni icon, for example, or uni feather, and you need to create Unistyles. Yeah, so it says create Unistyled component, but it's with Unistyles, and you need to pass your component, and it would work for part of the components. So if your component like feather use style or content container style, it will work out of the box. So we would simply need to update the component, and that's all. But in our case, we need to update colors. So similar to Native Wind, we need to remap props. So here we will get theme, and we can simply update color to the desired one. And and then you can simply remove it from here. It will auto update your component whenever theme change, and it will only re-render your single icon.
And so just to clarify, the reason we're doing that is because we have now theme-based colors for the icon, and Unistyles, just to reiterate, like with respect to icons, like that's a third-party library, right? It's not going to know, it's not bound or binded or whatever to what change is coming in. So we have to like manually sort of re-trigger it or let it know that it needs to re-render.
Correct.
And so we're using with Unistyles to do that in a performant manner.
Yeah, you can try to patch third-party libraries if you are sure that they are using React Native underneath and they expose ref. So we can catch it and we can do magic with it. It's possible via the Babel plugin, but here let's stick to the with Unistyles.
Yeah, I think this is what most people are probably going to want to do, and it's just a pattern that most folks are used to or can turn to. Like, I'm sure your documentation outlines this stuff, right? So, yeah.
Also, if you are 100% sure that you have only a single theme, you can also do something like that, but it won't re-render. So you can say Unistyles registry dot get theme. It will get your theme from the C++. It's like the plain JavaScript object. So it never re-render your component and you can access it. But it will only work if you have only single component, only one theme.
Okay, so that would just be like if we just had the light theme, but like as soon as we add a dark theme, that's not working anymore.
Correct. It won't update your view.
Okay.
Okay, and here we have also theme. So we need to use the theme here. But this is React Native component, but you need a theme. So instead of doing that, so as I can see, you use your theme from here
Yeah.
to configure your components. Like it's a bad practice because I would need to copy all the components styles between JavaScript and C++. Then on each event, I need to call style sheet with this huge object. So it's not that bad, but these components key should stay close to the component. So we have a
Yeah.
button. We should instead create new style
And sort of
sheets.
fetch, like get the theme as part of the callback function.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
here we can move your like button specific code.
Yeah.
Let's cut it from here, and it will be used only here. And here we just need to say theme colors, I guess, is accessible. Yes, we have colors. Copy it here. Okay, it should work.
And this will also
If you,
like encourage you to not be rewriting the same component multiple times, right? Because
yes,
you don't want to
correct.
have to constantly be rewriting those styles.
Styles button, and you have styles from your prop. Also, you can customize it like, okay, so let's stick a little bit with the button. Most likely, you would need to create a button that is like in loading state, disabled, primary, secondary, and so on. So
Mm-hmm.
how to do that with Unistyles? Do we need to like call some kind of function, or we can change it to function? We can do that. Like it's possible. It's available since version v2. But right now you can create variants. So for example, if you have some kind of prop that you need to that will trigger your styles based on the type of the button, we can say, for example, custom button, and this time it will take
Do you mind
variance
scrolling?
key.
Can you scroll down a bit? I think that
Yes.
yeah, there you go.
And right now you can define variance group like size, or I don't know, whatever you want. This is like this is your names, like colors or color or background color or whatever you need. And you can now define some kind of variance. For example, small will be, you don't have width, shadow
I'm sorry.
offset.
Are your tabs a rainbow gradient?
Yes, they
That's
are.
hilarious. That's hilarious. That's so cool.
So let's say we will have height, uh, uh, height 80 pixels or points, and you have like a medium size and so on. Never mind, it's just an example. And to
Yeah.
select this, so to merge these styles from this variant, you just need to call styles, use variants, and here you will get TypeScript hints about your variants. So we will have, for example, size, large, and you can hook it to the props, and your button will render with base styles,
Right.
and then it will pick your variant.
So
Yeah,
you
but
can you so size, you define that variant yourself. Like you can make
yeah,
any kind of variant you want.
yes,
And to that effect, then what you were saying earlier with the like disabled or the loading or error or stuff like that, like you can make all of those different variants and then just pull them in. It's going to use the base styles that you defined up top, and then depending on how are you passing in the variant, how are you signifying that the button should use that variant? Is that just going to be like touchable opacity? Yeah, where would you how would you signify the size bit, or are you already doing that?
So you need to select it with use variants,
Mm-hmm.
for example, size large, and then you need to pass the second prop like styles, custom button, and that's all. Like
Okay.
we will already parse it in the background, and it will be always fresh and up to date.
So, but
Yeah,
if someone's consuming this component, right, like somewhere else in your code, you're using button, right? Are you just passing a prop for variant or something? Like, how are you
okay,
signaling?
yeah. Now I see. So right now we need to import one more util. So it's like a TypeScript type.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, let's import style sheet. And the other type, I'm not sure I remember it, but I think it's Unistyles variants, I guess. Something like that. I may be
I'll
mistaken
throw an
here,
error
but
if it's not right.
never mind. Yeah. So, and you can do something like type of styles, and it will automatically infer your variants from all over your styles. And you can simply pass it from top like a prop. So it will be size, and then you can pass it here.
Mm-hmm.
So from prop to use variants, and then it will magically use your style here. Okay, but
Okay.
let's leave variants here. We have safe area view. So yeah, so that's the third party component. So I'm not recommending wrapping safe area view with Unistyles or use Unistyles. Instead, you should move style from this component. We cannot update it. It's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's possible with Unistyles, but it can re-render your part of the tree. So instead, what we can do
Have a
is
view inside of it, and
yes,
yeah,
yes, and that's it. That's it. It will be better because it will update from the shadow tree style.
it's another. We're recording this session, so I'm just going to sort of make a note here for another change to make in addition to the touchable opacity to pressable is we need to migrate using safe area view to safe area provider. I prefer using that one.
Also with Unistyles, you can read the insets, but yeah, because you use Expo router or React Navigation, React Native Navigation, you need to use safe area. So let's call it container, and like the same story, simply use background color theme colors. I don't remember background.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have TypeScript support here because this is like the template file, but yeah, white. We can use
Yeah,
white.
this is kind of like the tricky part with the EJS stuff is, we use this templating system to like inject code on the fly, and it is not great in some ways because TypeScript completion goes out the window until we write something that properly handles that.
Yeah, but it works better than previous template file, so I like it a
Yeah,
lot. I can even
yeah,
update this template by myself in the future, so it's easier for me
yeah,
to maintain it.
yeah.
Um,
Which, by the way, if you want to at any point use this in the docs or whatever, like you can, there's like a command you can pass here. It's like npx. I'm sure you've seen the interface
mhm.
before, but it would be
Yeah,
something like Unistyles type of thing. I was like this kind of thing. So yeah, right now we in Native Wind we like use it a lot for like debugging and requiring people to submit a like a reproduction. Um, yeah, so it's pretty good for that. That
Yeah,
and
I think it's a
dashboards.
great idea. I can do that. Why not? It will be easier to bootstrap your new application with Unistyles.
Hmm.
Also, if the author of the library maintains the template, it ensures that you will use the best practices. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So we can work on that like separately, but cool. All right. So we've made it through like a lot of the components so far. Like I'm actually very surprised how much we've gotten done in
Yeah. So we
basically
have
20, 30 minutes.
two more left. Yeah. One more note. As you can see, like there is no black magic behind the Unistyle style sheet. You can also use it with the third-party components.
Hmm.
Actually, if you console log it here, it will show the same style like from style sheet. So that's why you can pass it wherever you want without any issues. Um, Also, one more note about like best practices. Sometimes you need to think a little bit about how to structure your views or using of third-party components, like in this case. But if you simply create secondary view and extract your styles to the style sheet, immediately you will gain one benefit. It won't re-render. So like
Hmm.
it's worth like thinking a little bit more. And the syntax is super close to the style sheet. So yeah, it's easy to learn too.
Yeah. It's also just easy to understand what's going on. Like you're not surfacing anything to the user, whether in imports and the component stuff or the styles, until you kind of get into the variant stuff and some of the more like custom features, the theming
Yeah.
stuff. You're not surfacing anything that the user isn't already aware of, isn't used to seeing. So you look, it's really nice because you look at a component and you're like, I get what's going on here. I don't need there's not this additional layer of stuff to think about kind of thing. So that's very convenient.
Yeah, that was the main goal. On the other hand, you have like Tamagui. It's super complex at the beginning, but also at the end, you have like a great result.
Yeah.
Your app works across web, iOS, Android, and so on. And here it's a little bit different because I have super easy setup, and then I can introduce you to some more complex like functionalities or syntax. Um, but if you start with Unistyles, it's super easy.
Yeah. And I'm assuming version 3 is now the default. Like if you initialize a Unistyles project or whatever, like it's immediately using V3. Yeah.
Not yet, not yet. You
Not
need
yet.
to pass beta tag.
Okay.
We are right now on beta 6, and we are closing to first RC. I hope it will be possible in a few weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Then we're
Okay, so
kind
we
of
have
good timing right now on this.
yeah, that's true. We have two more files. We already have here style sheet. Yeah, so it's already converted, yeah, because we don't have any team here. Yeah, it should work out of the box. And the
Yeah.
same with yeah, so I guess that's all.
I'm not using theme in there anywhere.
I
Okay.
don't think so. Oh no,
Yeah.
sorry, here we have a team. Okay.
Yeah.
So one more time, you use components. Let's extract it to the like local style sheet. Okay. The container, title, and separator. Container, title, separator. We also have somewhere button text, so we miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you already update the package.json with that like additional path, or is that not
Not
something?
yet. Not yet.
Okay, cool.
Okay, we have a title. Yeah, so it would require a little bit more of polishing, but overall you can see how you can upgrade from V2
Yeah.
to V3. Of course, it's easier if you have few files, but I can imagine that removing 100 Unistyles hook and renaming 100 imports is a little bit tedious, but yeah, it's still like the same concept.
Especially if you're getting the performance bump, like, and you're doing this in
Correct.
service of that. Yeah. Yeah, and I think this
Okay.
is also the component that sort of like has more of the stuff because it's actually the one that contains everything. Like this is the component that brings all the other components together.
Yeah, but we slimmed down our team to only colors, and yeah,
Yeah,
that's the best practice separator. Okay, and where did we miss subtitle and button text? Let's start from the beginning. So here's the back button text. I'm not sure it's even used somewhere, maybe somewhere.
it might
The
not
table
be. We've had
props.
this thing before. We can always just like generate a project using it and see what is or isn't there in terms of being utilized. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, so that's your team right now.
that's beautiful.
Um,
Just
where
17 lines of code.
where can I update package.json dependencies?
So if you go to the way that Create Expo Stack is oriented is you have like the base stuff and then you have the like additional packages. So it should be
Okay,
in
I
the
can
base.
see
Yeah,
if
you're in the
if
base
if
folder.
you need to also include
You
React
might.
Native Nitro
Mhm. Wow.
modules.
If Mark is watching, this would be the first time one of my libraries uses Nitro modules. So
I
big.
think the last version is 0.21.0. Mark, don't kill me. I don't remember,
I
but
love how
yeah, I
you know
just
that off the
yeah.
dome. Just fucking yeah, I know the version.
And the third dependency is ZoneTech library React Native Edge to Edge. It will help other developers to detect edge to edge layouts. So it's React Native Edge to Edge. And I think it's 1.4.1, something like that. Okay, so that's all the dependencies. But we also need to update bubble config, of course. And
Yeah, you might also want to
previously,
do like a global search for that. What is it? If you go back to package.json,
yeah.
there's that props.styling package name line and stuff, and
Cool,
just do like
cool.
yeah. We can
Yeah.
update the Babel config, but I'm just saying like you might want to just do a search across for that afterwards.
So here is we are including config file for Unistyles. Can you confirm that Create Expo Stack uses Expo Router by default, or like it
Uh,
depends?
by default, I don't think there really is a by default because you can use React Navigation or Expo
Okay,
Router. It's an opt-in decision, right? Because Create Expo Stack's whole thing is the most configurable way to start an Expo project in general. So there isn't really a default necessarily.
okay. I'm asking because we will have different setups for Expo Router and other solutions.
Okay.
So let's start from something else. So yeah, in package JSON, I think we're good to go. And not found. What is not found? File.
What you can do is you can introduce a conditional for navigation in there.
Mhm.
If you're talking about like you need to install another library, you can check for what navigation type is being used anywhere in any EJS file, and then you can have whether Yeah, just like code set for like if the person's using React Navigation or if they're using Expo Router.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes, yeah.
Yeah.
So for the Unistyles you used, so we don't have it anymore, so I guess we can remove it. Should we do something like that, I guess? Is that correct? I think so.
Yeah, that last line is going to close it out. That 27. Yeah. So that's correct.
Okay, and
The
then
syntactic sugar of the like caret percentage thing, that's just sort of like, we're going to run some logic here, and that's what gets removed by create expo stack after you run through the code kind of thing.
I see.
Um, but it just,
Nice.
yeah, like I said, serves as syntactic sugar to indicate logic being applied.
And here we have Unistyles, so styles, style sheet, create. And then let's check the styles. So native wind also uses styles. That's cool. So I
Mm-hmm.
think we are good. There is no other Unistyles if, so we should be good. Let's go back.
So you do.
Another not Unistyles. Okay, let's convert it to so style sheet. Unistyles, no more hook. Restyle, Unistyles. So styles, style sheet create. Okay. Packet JSON. Then we have updated style sheet, updated style sheet. Here is layout. Okay, so this is like almost where I wanted to go. So with the newest version, it's better to call Unistyles in the root file, like root index.js with Expo router.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you have such option here, like we don't have index.js.
We don't. What we can do is we can add the file, so you can actually like add it in there into the Unistyles one, I think. Or is
Okay.
it? Sorry. Hold on. Uh, let's see. You'd probably add it in the Expo router root. Yeah, like right on that level, you'd add a file index, and then we would. There is a file that is responsible for choosing which files to add to your project.
Mhm.
Um, and I think it's like if we scroll down, uh, utilities, I want to say, and then like configure project files. Yeah. And in
Got it.
here, you go down to the Unistyles section, and then you would add, I guess, yeah, like packages, Unistyles index, or where's the Expo router one? What's yeah, okay. So this
Okay,
is
it's here.
yeah. So you would just throw like a conditional for Unistyles in there or something.
Okay, it's here. Sorry. So I can do it here. So we are pushing button. Let's also push packages, Expo router.
Yeah, it's a little weird,
Yes.
but it's really
No,
great
it
once
makes
it,
sense. It
yeah.
makes sense, yeah. Okay, and I also need to update package.json because if you use Expo router like here, yeah, so that's this condition. So I would need to add another condition. If you also use Unistyles, we need to override it and say index.js. So if you have use Expo router and prop styling package name is Unistyles, and let's copy else because we have ready to use else here. I will copy it here. Okay, and let's remove this one.
And you remove the old one.
Yeah, just a second. I will clean it up.
Mm-hmm.
And this one. So I guess if you use Expo router and Unistyles, you should start with the index.js. Otherwise, if you use Expo router, you should keep the old.
Do you mean if you use React Navigation?
No, it's only about Expo router. So
if you use Expert Router, you should use index.js.
yes.
Oh, I see. Okay. I see. If you're using both Expert
And
Router and Unistyles, use index.js. If you're if you're using there's one more file we might want to change. There's a file that's responsible for trimming the names of files. Like it trims off the .ejs.
mhm.
Let's see if we can find it in the utils thing. Is it in run CLI? It might even be in print output or render. It might be in print output, which is not a great place for it to live. But is there a section here for actually go to run CLI? Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Then scroll down and no, we want to scroll down closer to the bottom, I think. Yeah, because this is all still logic. Actually, this might just be responsible for actual like prompting. Oh man, I need to find the place where the .ejs stuff is removed. Give me a second. I'll like look on my end. Source utilities. I think it's generate project files. Yeah, it is. It is. But this is going to make sure, or I guess the index.js is just an index.js. Do you have like logic in there?
Yes,
Or is
you
it?
need to.
It's
Yes, you need
index.
to.
Yeah, you need to
So
remove the
here,
.ejs from there. So we need to go into generate project files, and under
okay.
Expo router on line 55, it looks like we need to make sure. Or is it on line 55? Hold on. So yeah, so line 55 is going to be replacing the package Expo router. That's fine and good. But we still will have an index.js.ejs. So where are we? Oh, on line 21, I think for every file, it's automatically removing the .ejs. Okay,
Yeah.
so no further customization is necessary then.
Cool.
It should be good.
And here we need to add if you use Expo router because you are inside the Expo router. But if you use Unistyles, you should. Let me find the closing bracket. Let's close the old files. Yeah, it's here.
We got Fair asking what are the benefits of Unistyles, which I was going to sort of touch on at the end. Yeah, let's get to the end of this, and then we can go into briefly about like why you might want to use Unistyles.
Sure. So here you just need to import Expo router entry, and you need to import Unistyles. So that's like the only requirement. We need to make sure that it's called as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And under layout, like it's too late. It's too late to be called. So that's why you need to override the default entry
The
file
entry
and call it
point.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So that's good. Our Unistyles file is named the right thing, so that should be good as well. Is
Yes.
any other configuration necessary?
Yes, you also need to add bubble plugin. So that's the last point. So
Right, we
let's
didn't do that.
find bubble config. We
Does
have
Nitro
Tamagui.
require any kind of like native, like any kind of like, I don't know, or any config plugins required for any of this stuff?
No, nothing. For
Okay.
Expo, it works out of the box, but you need to use development build, so no Expo
Yep.
Go, and you need to use new architecture because Unistyles heavily relies on Fabric, so it's not possible. Well, it's possible to backport it to the paper architecture, but yeah, I don't have time to
Yeah.
support all the architecture to.
We're moving into the future.
Yes. Let's copy Tamagui config here.
Okay.
Will be faster. So if you use Unistyles, you just need to push React Native Unistyles / plugin. And here we also have few configs. So as I mentioned at the beginning, we have few options here. You can try to support some kind of third-party node module that may use React Native components, and you are sure that it exposes ref. You can use option here. I just don't remember the option. I need to check the docs. It's like find packages, something like that. You need to pass like the paths to the package. Yeah, so here you
This would
also
be
can.
this would be a really funny, like if we ever did a game show, right? With like different people from the React Native ecosystem, it would be like, can you from the top of your memory write out your Babel config configuration for
I
your
remember
library?
debug true. That for sure was the config debug true,
Right.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Because no one
remember the
has
other two
that.
parts.
No one has debug true, you know?
Yeah, so you can stick with the default config for now.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So then that's basically it. I don't think anything has to change in run CLI because I don't think we specify the version name. Let me run create expo stack and check on that though. So if I go to this and I run create expo stack latest, my expo app, yes, no, yes, yes, expo router, stack, and then Unistyles. Yeah, so we don't specify version, so no change needs to be done in the run CLI section either.
I just
So
need
this
to keep this package JSON updated to bump the beta versions. For
no,
now,
what you need to do is release Unistyles to the regular like release, and then it'll just do that automatically.
yeah, that's also true.
All right, so we can get to trying this out. I know it's pretty late for you, I think. So,
It's 6 p.m. It's fine. I
oh,
guess we
okay.
will have a lot of typos, but we can try. How
Yeah,
can I
yeah.
try it locally?
There's actually instructions on how to do so, but you wanna. Oh God, it's like the way you do npm local packages. I always have to relearn this every time I do it, but build it locally and then you assign it. Oh God. This is why I write things down. I don't even remember. But you know what we can do is we can just publish it anyways and then just try it. But then I don't think we could debug it as well. Yeah,
Mhm.
we should probably run it locally. Hold on. Give me a second. Uh, bu- 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 uh, all right. So if we go into the contributing, that's where I think I dropped it. Um, do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, so it's like running the CLI from a global executable, I think. So here I'll send you this link, but otherwise I'll just be reading. I'm gonna send it in the private chat.
Okay.
Wait, that's not the right link. What
Yeah.
the fuck? Hold on. There we go. So yeah.
I can see the same file here locally. So yeah, as you can see, I'm in the README.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's start with ban run build. Oh, you use turbo. Nice.
Yeah, dude. We're all up to date on the latest technologies.
Yeah, like
Um,
I downloaded your repo and immediately wrote yarn install and then bam, error. You need to use ban.
yeah, we make but it's funny because we don't use bun for literally anything but like just the package manage. Like it's just
Okay.
like yeah, we're not using any sophisticated features of it. So um yeah.
Should I see any build folder or something in the
Um
root?
so you'll want to restart the terminal session or do like a
Okay.
source dot whatever the zish rc thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then you can do which create expo stack
Which create.
dash expo
Uh,
stack dash expo dash stack. Yeah, so that's where it's located. um oh wait, linking via bun is not possible. Maybe it's changed now. Maybe that's not the case, but it looks
but
like
because
you
I
did
have
it.
1133,
Yeah, I
I'm not
mean,
sure
this was
it's
we messed with this one like so. Anyways, just run create expo stack, and see what that gives you, like without npx or anything like that. Just create dash expo dash stack.
yeah, it says unsupported package, so I need to use ban.
I think you run it without the package manager. Just run create expo stack because you did it with yarn before. Just delete the bun bit and just do create dash expo dash stack. See what that does.
With yarn, like so?
No, without yarn. Just run create dash
Okay,
expo dash stack because it's part of your
like
local.
run,
No, just create dash
create.
expo dash.
Okay, cool. How is this possible? Oh, nice.
Yeah. Welcome to
Um,
local debugging. Dude, every time I have to this I wrote out this instruction set. It's people think that I write this stuff for other people to contribute. No, it's just so my dumbass doesn't forget how to do all this stuff. So, but yeah, this should be running your version that you just worked on. Um, and yeah, so if it
okay, let's try. Do I see an error? Yes, we
this
have
is an
error.
error, yeah. So try to.
Unsupported package manager. Like
What
the
was the? Oh,
first
you were
error.
using yarn. Interesting. Why would it be unsupported?
Okay, never mind. I can switch to BAN, for example. Cool up. Yes. Okay, let's use npm Expo router stack Unistyles. None. No. Template not found. So we have like a different error right now. Expo router
Yeah, this is.
index.js.
What is it complaining about? Index.js. Yeah, so I think we just didn't add it. I think it must not be adding it to the directory structure. If you open up, you should be able to actually see the project even wherever you ran it. But ultimately, that file is just not there.
So should I go to this node modules folder? Or
No.
is here build?
It would be. I think it would be in. What is it? Would it be in the Create Expo Stack folder inside of the repository? I think that was it. No, it would be under CLI, I think. And then
Yeah, so it's here build.
it's build. Yeah. I think wouldn't that just be, that's just the project itself. That's just Create Expo Stack. Where did it actually install the project though? Here, go to your terminal real quick.
Okay.
And then do present working directory, like pwd. So projects create Expo Stack. So you want to go there, or wait, is that where you are now? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
And then do cd. Just my Expo app, I think, is what we're looking for. Unless you
Sorry,
renamed. Did you name what did you name the project?
Cool
or did
app?
you just name it the default?
No, cool app or something like that.
Cool app. Okay. Interesting. I don't see it there. So I have no idea where it installed it.
Yeah, maybe we.
But regardless,
Yeah,
the core issue.
Cool app, yeah.
Yeah, the core issue is that the place where we were wanting to like add that file, which I think is configure the utility function. Remember, configure project files. I think I see it. So if you go to configure project files,
yeah, I mean,
then not the native Wind UI files. Where are they? Where are the Expo router files?
yeah.
Okay. And so then I'm gonna close out the comments real quick to make this larger. Okay. So you have Expo router. What line is that? 250.
250, yeah.
Okay. So it would be packages Expo router and 247. What about, so look at 247. Yeah, no, that would not be where you would want to add it, but that is the format. Scroll up a bit. Okay, so Unistyles packages. I think it's just Expo router. Yeah, and then index.js. Oh, you have the .ejs at the end of it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're right.
So it'd be .js.ejs. Sorry.
Oh, .js,
Yeah.
.ejs. Yeah.
Because isn't that
And
what it's
one
called?
dot. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
It does it. Let me double check one more time. Templates,
Yeah.
packages. Expo router index.js HLS. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
correct.
now if you build it again and then run the project again, it should work.
Okay, let me try with the. I need to find the command. It was in the contributing, and here
Should be like bun link or something, or
on run
bun
build.
run build.
Okay, and now create Expo stack. Okay, let's use default. Let's use.
Fun fact: if you had selected Cool App as a name again, it would have prompted you if you wanted to delete the old Cool App,
Oh,
which
nice,
is a
nice.
very yeah.
I destroyed the presentation. Like we could do that, and I
No, it's
discovered a secret feature.
I love to my favorite thing is like building tools that get ahead of like, when things go wrong, like does it do the right thing then? Um so we have an error installing dependencies.
Let me
npm
check how it even looks right now. Yeah, so that there was an error that. Yeah, installing dependencies. Let me check the package JSON. What we have here. Yeah, I forget the.
You forgot one of the dependencies.
No, I just missed the semicolon, so I will update the template too.
Hmm.
Without that. Yeah, so it's here. Okay. And maybe
And this looks
now.
all messed up because it installs the dependencies and then it formats all the code.
Should I start from the scratch or should I run like npm install? What do you think?
I think you have to build it again. Um,
Uh, but
it's
if I
not
like updated it here in my
Yeah.
package JSON,
Oh, if you updated it there, no, you
yeah.
can just try npm install again, or that same command or whatever. Nothing's going to change in the project anymore, right? Like it should theoretically just work now.
Okay. In the
And then I see what you're
meantime,
saying. You would go back afterwards if it works and just change.
now we have IntelliSense. So here I think we are not good because we missed. Yeah, we missed team. So we need to use light team here. So I will
Hmm.
also update it. But yeah, it will be easier to update it right now. So teams is light team. Okay.
I see. And so you're just going to like basically go back through and change all this. It looks like it worked. So then all you would do is cd into the project itself and then do pre-build, I think, and then, or I guess you could just run yarn iOS because that has pre-build as part of it, or whatever. I guess you used npm. Sorry,
Uh,
npm run iOS. I think,
PM
right?
run iOS. Yeah.
What is this
Find
now?
result. Cannot find Expo router. Let me check bubble config. This looks good. Unistyles is should be good. Do you have rated Unistyles here? We should. Yeah. Team is also fine.
You can
Index.
try restarting the TypeScript server, maybe, if that was the issue.
Oh, I don't remember
Just
the
it's like I think it's. Are you
the
in VS Code
shortcut.
or WebStorm?
No, it's WebStorm.
Okay. In VS Code, it's like Command P or something, and then greater than sign or whatever, and you would restart TypeScript there. But
Oh, sorry. Anyway, it looks good for now, I guess. The other files.
yeah, we can probably work out what all is.
Oh, I know what's the problem. The problem is that we don't have Node modules here. Like we have some kind of problem. You know what? Maybe let's use your. Okay, I know. I know why. Because I didn't cd into the project. I just run npm installing the root folder.
Oh, right. Oh my God.
npm
Oh,
install. Okay,
that makes perfect sense. Yeah, you have to
now
do
it should
cd
work.
into the project and then run npm
Yeah.
run it. Dude, running npm install in the wrong directory should just like uh
I will quickly check. Oh, so here we have button tags. We missed it. Okay, we need to patch it. Cannot find Unistyles beta 6. What? How
that's
is this possible? No, it's available, I promise. It's beta 5. How? You know what? I will use nightly for today because it was built yesterday. It's cooler.
it's cooler. Yeah,
Sorry,
I would love
npm
this if
install.
like you don't actually know the label for your own library. That would be really funny.
Okay, cool. So now you set npm run iOS.
Let it be known to all developers working with Native Wind or Unistyles that the people who work on Native Wind and Unistyles also are terrible at figuring out why the hell shit isn't working.
That's true. But
We're
you
only
lied.
slightly
You don't have pre-built here, so I need to run it one more time.
okay.
npm run or
It's
npx
npx
expo.
expo pre-built, and then
Pre-built.
clean would be the best way to do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like clean should just be the default. I don't know why they don't
Yeah,
introduce clean. Should be. I know it's longer or like less like whatever caching and all this nonsense, but
I
I just
agree.
run
I
it.
agree.
Yeah,
I also run it with the clean flag, so yeah, for me it also should be the default.
I might do
Okay,
this
we have
as.
yeah,
Oh, it looks good. It looks good.
looks good, yeah.
npm run
Sorry,
iOS or
npm
whatever.
run iOS.
Dude, you really want to use yarn. You're like you're
Yes.
quick with the yarn.
That's my like the first choice of package
Yeah,
manager. I also like ban, but I had few issues with ban with Node.js projects. Like ban is trying to like it was trying. I don't know the current state, but it was trying to patch some kind of internals of Node, and then I get unexpected behavior of the app. And
yeah.
finally, when I switched from ban to yarn, everything worked. So yeah, we need to give it
It's
more time.
yeah. It's I am very much getting to a point in my career where I'm like suffering from tool fatigue, where it's just like, and especially in the JavaScript ecosystem, everything's just moving so fast that I'm like, I don't care. I don't care that it's slower. Like I'm not going anywhere, like
Yeah.
npm install and just npm, like I'll type more words. I'll wait the extra 2 minutes. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm consistency is more important than anything. The fact that I know how this works is more important. Um, but yeah, I love how Brian actually pointed out here. He's in the chat. He's like, I'm glad I'm not the only here. I'll pull it up. I'm glad I'm not the only one who does npm install in the wrong directory. I do this on a regular basis. This isn't even like a new development. I do this all the time. Um, while this is going, do you want to do like what are the benefits of Like why would you use Unistyles over just Style Sheet, especially like given the API is like the same and stuff?
Yeah, like it's not the same. I will
Yeah.
give you more benefits, but why? If you use if you create small app with few screens and you use only single theme and you don't need to support web, then I would stick with the plain React Native style sheet. But when you start to play with the like larger apps, for example, in our company we build cross-platform large apps. We need support for the web. We need support for all the other features, all the other teams, and so on. Then is the time to switch to Unistyles because you will get a lot of benefits like auto, light and dark mode switching. You will get breakpoints and media queries built into CSS out of the box. You will get access to many runtime values, like you can import Unistyles runtime, and here at any time in your app you can do a lot of cool stuff, like you can access your status bar metadata, your current team name, if your user prefers right to left layout or left to right, yeah, your breakpoints, your color scheme, dark or light, your font scale, your like a lot of things. So when you start to build some complex apps with multiple teams, I guess then is the time for the Unistyles.
Yeah. We work with Unistyles. I've been working with the Margello team, and the Margello team makes heavy use of Unistyles, particularly because the team highly values like that ease of use and the performance. And you've been working with Mark for V3 as well, so I'm
Yeah.
sure that was like a pretty deep inspiration for it as well. But yeah, I'm working on one of the projects right now, and it uses Unistyles, although I think it uses V2. So
Yeah.
so yeah, definitely looking forward to migrating that to V3, because it would take me literally now we're not using like such complex functionality within Unistyles that it would be a problem. It would probably just take me like an hour or two to do the migration.
Yeah, that's true. And one more thing, I'm also not yet using Unistyles on production 3.0. We also like we still have some kind of bugs. That's why we are in beta. But I guess the time will come after this quarter to start like the first project for the client with the new architecture enabled and with Unistyles 3.0.
Wait, are you guys not using the new architecture yet, or?
Like we have multiple larger projects with Unistyles 2.0, and we
Oh,
not want
okay.
to migrate yet. Like it's too big code base to even bother to like migrate it. But we will try to start new project with Unistyles 3.0, because in my opinion, if I don't use 3.0, I'm not gonna find all the bugs, because if you use the product, you will find all the bugs and you will want you want to make it polished.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm still on 2.0, I can still miss some kind of bugs in 3.0 because I'm not using it yet daily, like for the clients. But we are trying to change it in the near future, like in a few weeks. So it will change.
Cool. And do you plan any like breaking change? How did this go? Did it bug out?
You need to enable new architecture. So yeah,
Uh,
how to do that? How to do that in your, I
uh,
guess, do you use old Expo version?
maybe
No,
no.
it should go.
I mean, either way, you might be able to actually get away with just running new architecture enabled as a flag
Yeah,
before, but
yeah.
shouldn't have to do that basically.
Yeah. So let me try to pre-build one more time.
Um, I was going to ask, with native wind, we're going to have some breaking changes with version 5 in the coming months. And we kind of hope that those will be the last like big breaking changes for quite some time. Um, do you plan in upcoming versions, major or minor, to have any kind of breaking changes that people should be aware of?
No, whatever you can see in 3.0,
Yeah,
um, it will be like the same, I guess. I'm not planning to add any new breaking changes. Of course, you need to convert your project from 2.0 to
to
3.0
3. Yeah.
if you want to. So we just need to remove some hooks, some renames, and that's all. For V4, I think I'm gonna use Nitro views. Maybe I will introduce some kind of views in Unistyles in version 4 to leverage all the benefits of C++, Nitro, and data flow, like your styles from JavaScript to C++. But
Hmm.
yeah, firstly, we need to give some time to Mark to polish it, and then I will take a look. Maybe we'll be build something cool together.
The best way to motivate Mark, I find, is to say he's bad at things or to
Okay.
show that someone else is doing it before him, and suddenly all the priorities shift and he moves very quickly. We were talking about Nitro views, and I hope he's not watching the stream because then my entire strategy will be foiled. But I really want to play around with Nitro views, but it doesn't quite support Swift UI yet. And so, like in the internal Slack, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I took a look at the stuff. It's a good foundation, but it doesn't support Swift UI yet. And
Mhm.
today he's just like, now it's working on Android, and he's like, he's really he's going at it. I like to believe that is in any way influenced by my like poking kind of thing, but
That's
who
good.
knows?
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
think he will achieve it this year. So just we need to encourage him a little bit more to do it
yeah,
faster.
let's have Mark not have a social life at all. Maybe I can go out to Vienna or something in like mid March, just before, or is it mid March? Oh wait, are you gonna go to the Paris thing, the conference?
Maybe we will see. Yeah, that's
Okay,
the plan.
yeah. I think it'd be really cool. I was talking to Delphine about like how we we can have the two styling libraries, the major or most popular, I should say, styling libraries like represented there. And if there is an opportunity to have overlap in the talks, I definitely see a way to reference Unistyles in the native wind talk. Um, but yeah, my plan is to go to Paris, and Margello will also be there. So it would be a good kind of like hangout session of everyone uh, in Paris. Although I'm not a huge
Cool.
fan of Paris, more so
I've never been
Parisians.
to Paris.
Parisians, I don't like them because they're like Americans. They think they're the center of the world. But the thing is, America actually is the center of the world. You know,
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's Poland. Who knows?
maybe it's Poland, dude. Poland's coming up.
Uh,
Um, yeah. Which city are you in, by the way? You're not in Krakow,
I'm in,
right?
no, I'm close to Krakow. It's like 1 hour drive. It's called Rzeszów. It's
Okay,
closer to the east border. But yeah, it's like 1 hour drive from Krakow. So
gotcha.
I can visit Software Mansion anytime.
Where were you at App.js last year?
Last year I was coding the office, but this year I already bought my tickets
Okay.
to Krakow App.js and how it's called, this conference by Coldstack in Wrocław.
React Universe.
Yeah, so I also be there.
I need
So
to
we'll,
I need to talk to Mike about that one. I haven't. Yeah. I'm off of my I haven't like written my talks or anything yet for this stuff. But you should try to speak it at App.js. You should apply or whatever. They have the thing open. Yeah.
maybe, who knows?
Yeah. All right. How's our project looking?
It runs, but I need to switch my screen to the whole screen, I guess, because I can see it, but you can't.
Okay. But
Just a
it's
second.
working.
I will. Yeah, it's working. It
Hell yeah.
runs. So stop sharing,
Yeah. Then
present.
I have to like present the one that you add to the stage.
A second. Maybe I will run my second monitor right now. It will be easier to present, and I don't need
Close
to
all
code
the
anymore, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
Hell yeah. I appreciate you doing that, by the
Okay.
way.
No
Um,
problems. So let me click present. Entire window, entire screen. Yeah, this one.
all right. So then I add this.
I'm not sure how should it look like, but
It should not look like that.
okay, we missed something.
We did. We missed a few things. It's fine. We got it running, and I think
Yeah.
it's just a matter of looking through the style or like the component files to make sure the styles all match up. But yeah, no, this is solid.
Can I show you one more thing, like 1 minute?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's create second theme quickly. Let's call it dark theme. Dark theme. Now, let's say this is our shirt colors. Okay, let's use it here, like colors, shirt colors. And let's say I want to use typography to be, for light, it will be black. Yeah, and for like background, it will be, yeah, correct. And for the dark, let's do the opposite. So it will be white and dark. Cool. So now we have second theme. Let's go to the config Unistyles. Let's import dark theme. Cool. And let's do dark theme. And let's register it dark theme. Okay.
Did we have any code in the components that only worked with one theme? I remember you mentioning that.
No, I removed this line, yeah.
Okay, cool.
And now if you have two themes, you can go to settings and set adaptive themes. Yeah, true. Cool. And now let's restart the server. It will be, I'm not sure it will work out of the box, but let's try.
Do you have were you gonna change the like initial theme as a way to toggle between them? Or...
Yeah, so adaptive themes will take your device color scheme and automatically select the initial theme.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because this is actually something we haven't added yet to create Expo stack is like a dark mode, light mode toggle.
It doesn't work. I don't know why.
I think it's probably related to why the other styles are not applying. And I'm sure it's just like a configuration of some kind.
We are not using any backgrounds anywhere, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Like we have like the plain styles. Anyway, it should change your
yeah.
theme.
I mean that's like a minor thing. We'll just figure it out and then.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, I know why.
Oh my God.
Background. No, please work.
My man is debugging on the fly.
No, it doesn't work.
That's not it.
That's not it. Something
No,
else.
I think it's just there's no content in there. Like the background color doesn't even matter because there should be a bunch of content here. Like if you were to run any, there it goes.
We have flex one, yeah. Still doesn't work, but we have better style. So we missed some styles here.
Mm-hmm.
We have fixed colors here, so it should be also background, I guess. For button, I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe it should be the. I need to debug it, like, because this is like the first project, but yeah,
dude. I mean, the amount of progress here is like crazy.
Yeah,
that was like I did not think we were gonna get all that done in this time. I was like,
I just need to update your template because we have like 1,000 of changes.
Yeah.
I'll create a PR, okay?
Yeah, create a PR, and we can. it'll be you, me, Danny, and we'll all go at fixing this, and it'll work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, cool. I have to put a coffee inside of my body or I will literally die. So I think this is a great note. We should definitely have the next chat be you, me, and Mark, and then you won't have to code at all. It'll just be chatting.
Okay.
If anything, Mark will be coding. So yeah. I'll keep you posted on that one. I just need to start like a group chat between us so that we can find a time because he's on Australia time and that's crazy.
Mhm.
But yeah, cool. I appreciate you jumping in, and yeah, open up the PR. We'll figure it out.
Thank you for having me. And yeah, I will polish it and create a PR so everyone will use usable
Yes.
version soon. Yeah. I need to
Hell
find a
yeah.
bug here. I don't know what did I miss, but it's too late to find it out.
It's totally chill. We'll figure it out. It'll be great, and then we'll publish it. We'll give it a nice little banner on Twitter too, so it looks nice with the unicorn. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, man. I'll catch you later. Have a good one.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. Bye.